Hey loves, it's Britt, and in this video I'm talking about Mercury trine Venus in Synastry. Now, this is a super underrated aspect that really is nice for like the day-to-day compatibility and getting along in the sort of like minor ways where like you can just coexist together in pleasure and feeling understood. The Venus person feels like the Mercury person really understands them and sees them and appreciates them, and they can also have kind of like similar tastes, similar values, similar like set of ideas about life. Um, and the Venus person also feels like the Mercury person, when they're talking, when they're communicating, is definitely their type. And the Mercury person is kind of like the intellectual here. And so the Venus person can really respect like the Mercury person's ideas and their intellect and how they communicate. It's like, you know how sometimes when some people communicate is just really off-putting and you just don't prefer that style of communicating? This is like the opposite of that, where the Venus person really appreciates the way that the Mercury person thinks and communicates. And the Mercury person feels like the Venus person is a really good listener and really like helps them actually figure out things in their own mind that are going on and like translate it better. And also, the Venus person is like this thing of beauty. And actually, they both feel like each other is beautiful, or it's not so much beautiful like in the sensual sense, really, because we're talking Mercury here, but it's like there is a pleasure in this association. Like, you feel like you can relax and sit down and like have a coffee with this person, and it's just easy and it's peaceful, and you don't have to explain yourself, and you don't have to explain why you're going about your day, and like, you know, why did you put your shoes on like that, or why did you like hang your coat there, or you know, why do you make your coffee like that? It's like you don't have to explain these things. They just are understood. So there's like an unspoken understanding. You get each other. It's not going to create like a huge amount of attraction, like a Venus Mars or a Venus Pluto or something like that. So it's not an aspect that's going to draw two people together, right? Trines aren't usually what are drawing two people together, by the way, ever really. It's more the hard aspects and conjunction that are drawing people together. But it's the trines that allow us to be able to exist together because there's harmony, because it flows, it's nice. And that's just a really good way to describe this aspect. It's just really nice. It's like, yeah, we don't always have to explain ourselves, but if we do, we know we're going to be met with understanding and compassion and kindness. And when someone's Venus is aspected by trine, the Venus person usually is pretty cooperative with the trined person. So the Venus person goes along with Mercury's whims and, you know, whatever they're going on about with their day-to-day life, they're communicating and, you know, what they're talking about. The Venus person goes with it and actually enjoys it. And yeah, the Mercury person feels like the Venus person is a really good listening ear. And yeah, there's a nice pleasure in like the gaps of day-to-day living where, you know, we're just sitting there. It's like an unspoken bond, peace and harmony and cooperation. They can both become a lot more clear on certain things too. The Mercury, like I said, they're becoming more clear on things that are going on inside their mind. And then the Venus person is becoming more clear about what they value, what they take pleasure in. And one of those things is the Mercury person. They value them and they take pleasure in the interaction. So it's just really nice. It's nothing crazy. It's just really nice. It's collaborative. And you do tend to have some similar ideas about things. And the Venus person can actually be quite turned on by the Mercury person's mind. So it's a mental attraction. It's yeah, a mental compatibility and attraction, which is nice to have. Um, yeah, they can also feel like they make each other look good. Specifically, the Mercury person can feel like Venus softens them. And Venus, like, while Venus gets them and understands their ideas, they also help them soften their way of projecting those ideas out. Like if the Mercury person is someone who communicates usually more harshly, it's like the Venus person helps them become more diplomatic and communicate with grace. It's a graceful bond, and yeah, really, really nice. Good for living together, harmony at home, great for business partnerships and just enjoying each other and friendships. Great for everything. Really nice, underrated aspect. So I'd love to know your experience of this aspect. Was it like this? Was it not like this? Let me know in the comments, you guys, and we'll talk soon.